Hello, today's week 4, day 4 of Ruling Reality Basics, and we are going to speak about the architects behind the scene. We are going to speak about how I'm changing my script, what is my role in reality, how by raising my consciousness I'm interacting with reality from a different level. So let's deep dive and understand and review today what is actually behind the scene. Let me start with one very important question, and this is the question about personality. It is very important because we people tend to personalize or totally to ignore that there are other personalities. So, me or you as human being, through our experiences, through all the awareness we have gathered and through the way we are interacting in reality, actually we have created in ourselves the perception about the personality that we are, or when we are looking at other people through the expressions that we have seen about them, we are understanding little by little about their personality. So I am willing to express with you that actually each of us is 100% unique and different than everybody else because of the personalized and individualized experiences that he had during his daily reality. We are all common, we are all generic, we all of us have the same mind, body, hands, heart, and everything as we are constructed is 100% the same, but there is different experiences, and that's why uniqueness is created and personality is actually different for each of us. There are a lot of commonalities, but also there are a lot of uniqueness. That's why you need to embrace who you are, to accept everything that you have experienced, and to also learn that personality is not a good or a bad thing. It is something that exists. Then it is very important to understand the principle that reality is everything that we perceive with the five senses, and the real verse and behind the scene is everything that is beyond this. And beyond reality, I call it the real verse, the construct of reality, everything behind the scene. We know that there are a lot of beings in reality, but also we understand that there are a lot of personalities because we are different, the animals are different, the birds are different, and so on and so on. And through all these expressions in the reality, we understand little by little that maybe there are personalities and beings behind the scene. I'm calling for now the architects that are supporting from the behind. So, what is my role in reality? It is to rule and to be sovereign, and then while I'm interacting in reality, I'm constantly supported from the behind the scene, and also I experience the opposer from the behind the scene. Yes, we can personalize all which is behind the scene. We have heard a lot of stories, we know a lot of religions, we know a lot of Greek mythology, all these stories are actually describing the behind the scene construct that is constantly interacting with reality. Then we need to understand what is the meaning of the script and how we, from one side of reality and the behind the scene beings, we are interacting together in order to have the script that we want. So, how I'm changing my own script? I choose the script. Real verse is non-biased of what script are you going to choose. You can choose to play whatever you desire in this reality, and you are to be supported. Then we need to understand also about how, by raising my consciousness, actually I am changing the way I'm interacting with reality. So consciousness is different than the I. Consciousness belongs to the being, but consciousness is not the being. When you have the reality, from the moment you open your eyes and the five senses feedbacks coming to you till the moment you close your eyes, then you experience the consciousness, then the perception is working, and your computer powered unit that is working with all the information, for now we call this awareness, and you gather all the necessary information for you for the particular moment, and you are observing it, you are calculating it, you are feeling it, you are measuring it. All of this is how the imprint of reality is affecting your inner being. So actually reality and yourself and behind the scene and reality, they are working in a constant flow, like, let's say, the breathing. When I inhale, I'm taking out from the outside and putting it inside of me. When I exhale, I'm taking something out of me and putting it back in the outer reality. Yes, it's a physical matter explanation, but it is the same in the reality and the interaction between the inner being that is inside and beyond my body and the reality, the objective things that is happening outside of me, which I'm experiencing through the five senses. So we need to grasp how consciousness works, how subconsciousness works. Subconsciousness is working primarily while we are asleep or when we are in automation mode during the day. It makes approximately maybe 80% of all our movements during the day are also subconscious. And the consciousness is only working with the awareness and the perception to daily visualize and understand not only reality, but to be in contact with the construct and behind the scene on a daily level. So when you move through reality, you need to also be 100% connected with the behind the scene that is making all the feedback that you are experiencing. So let's start with the behind the scene. The architects behind the scene. The first question that humanity has never answered itself, it is God. We have a lot of labels, some of us call it the universe, but the governing principle here is that if there is a behind the scene, there should be a sovereign and a ruler also. Of course, the universe as we experience it, the reality and everything beyond, we know that if the universe, what we call the universe, it also has its beyond. Everything that is beyond our comprehension comes in the domain of God. So the problem here is that a lot of us are willing to deconstruct and to say that I am a personality, or even I am not a personality, and there are no other personalities. So, in a sense, we can say that we are one, that everything is oneness, there are no beings, there is experience only of individualized consciousness. We human beings label as personalities, but then if there is existence of God and how we understand that there is an existence of a creator, because when we see the nature, when we see how reality works, it is also expression of the one that is behind the scene. Well, of course, we need to see the expression which we can call his personality. We can feel and see the expression through the universe of intelligence, of energy, of intervenings in our reality. So we are actually seeing the will, the emotion, the data, the wisdom, the laws, the processes that exist in the behind the scene realm. And we can stay only on this level and be afraid to personalize and to say that there is actually a being that absorbs and consists of everything that there is and that is beyond everything, but it doesn't matter because we see that there are expressions of it. Then we understand man and its position. We are created to be the rulers of the physical matter reality, and through the way we are constructed and the way through the five senses that we can experience the effects and the expressions of everything. This is our domain. Then the domain of the God or the domain of the Creator is to govern all that exists, all the beings, he or she or however you want to call it, because immediately when you start labeling, immediately you are putting limitations. So I'm going to stay very broad and without giving any limitations, because in this way we are limiting the being. So are there also other beings which are behind the scene, that are beyond our reality? The answer to this question is very logical for the human being, because we see that we are not alone. If it was only me in this reality and nothing else, and I was interacting with it, maybe then I could say that I am and everything is inside my head and there is nothing beyond this. But since it's you and me, we are individualized expressions. Yes, we are the same in a sense, but also there is some individualization, and we need to enjoy this reality and to learn that there is much more in the behind the scene. And once we understand how the behind the scene is working, then the physical matter reality is nothing so difficult that we can experience. Of course, all of this is deep dive, and we are going to understand and comprehend it based on our daily experiences till we are here on this earth till our last breath. But anyhow, have this knowledge that we are interacting beings. We are not alone, we are interconnected, and we need to apprehend this. It doesn't matter the labels we are putting. So, are there other beings on the behind the scene? We are hearing the stories about the positive beings, angels, archangels, you can say whatever you want. Then we hear stories about the negative beings, Satan, demons, or whatever. In different religions they can call different labels, but anyhow, some can say this is the attractor fields, this is the quantum reality, there are only energies. And this is also true because me and you are also expressions of energy. But you need to understand what is the positionings and why the different beings are affecting us the way they are affecting, and what is our primary role and how we work with the behind of scene. And don't ignore it and absorb everything there is and interact without any fear with everything that is around. What is the behind of scene showing us? That there is a primary order. It is impossible this universe to exist without order, and the big issue is that if we say that there is an order, there are governing laws, then there is a sovereign that is beyond these governing laws and processes. And since everything behind the scene is constant in the way it is expressing itself, then life becomes very interesting, because a lot of us are knowing and feeling and willing to express, for example, love, peace, joy, positive things and energies. But we need to understand that love and unconditional love is working only within the construct of order and will. So the behind the scene beings we are calling angels, archangels, or whatever labels you want to work with, they are working within the orders that are created in the behind the scene. So then when we speak about the labels, we are to learn how all of this that we are thinking about actually is part of the construct of the reality. Let's just think about the Trinity, where we have the sovereign, the intellect, the mind, the governing power. Then we have the feminine energy, or we have the heart, we have the spirit, or in the Christian religion it's called the Holy Spirit. Then we have the action, the movement, the flow, the processes that are creating the fruit. We call this the act, the universal Savior, and Christ, or some people are calling it the born between the left and the right brain, or the birth based on the alignment. Even we as people are created in such a way that this universal construct, that everything that is beyond the scene, that everything that is in our mind, that all the balancing powers of reality are working in such a way that you can see everything as a reflection of everything else, and then we need to learn how to actually interact with all the beings there are, because we can call quantum field 200 years ago they called it the ether. A lot of people are calling it the spiritual realm. I'm calling it the behind the scene. But anyhow, the important thing is that reality is influenced from my part, but also there is a behind the part reality, movements and affections. So if I'm living in alignment, if I understand order, if I know my positioning, then as a governor of the reality, as a ruler and a sovereign in the reality that I'm experiencing through the five senses, I still need to know how to interact with the behind the scene, with the script writer. So if we say that reality is expression of all that is, and I'm limitless inside of me, then when I move through reality, when I experience also the behind the scene, I am the one who is choosing the script. So all is balance, all is oneness. Reality is the expression of all. Through reality, we experience the behind the scene. On the other side, we experience and understand our limitless being. So everything is interconnected. Then you can ask, well, but Alex, reality is actually duality, because without duality, I cannot comprehend, I cannot perceive, I cannot distinguish, I cannot understand good and evil. So reality and duality are bad or good, you can say, but instead of ignoring it, better learn to merge reality with the behind the scene and with yourself as a being, and then you will understand what is the meaning of merging into the one, of enjoying the daily limitations, of enjoying duality, but also to be merged with what is behind the scene, and your limitless being to be in constant interaction through reality. So then my purpose in moving and affecting reality becomes to express alignment in the daily duality, and to actually comprehend and elevate the one that is behind the scene and that is supporting all of my movies. So let's speak about how I'm changing my own script. Karma, or the default script that we have in the moment, for now we are calling the movie, the daily things that we are experiencing. Actually, we can say that we are destined to experience only the same things, but the truth is that we are limitless beings and we are able to change the scripts, and actually the inner change, everything that is inside of us, has such a power that it is changing reality, and actually the engine to flip the script is hidden within you, and this is the power of the inner change. And what is the meaning of change in this positioning is actually to express more of your limitless insight. This is the reason why you are actually desiring to experience different scripts. Then for the script writers, it doesn't matter what script are you choosing. The behind the scene is non-biased. It is always objective. It is always supporting what you want. So then, if you want to change your default script, you can decide what you want. You can play drama. It is based on the non-alignment. You can experience what is the meaning of not being aligned. You can move in this direction. You can see what is going to be revealed before you, and you are going to experience different counterbalancing energy. Also, you can decide to have scripts which are action, where you can experience the strong duality. Today I'm loving a lot. Tomorrow I'm hating everything. It is still possible. You can decide what are the scripts that you are willing. And now when you look in your life, daily experiences of reality, the data stream that is coming to you personally, you can see what you have actually chosen. So you can say, Alex, I prefer to go very deep. I want scripts that are meaningful, that are deep. I like meaningful movie scripts. I want to play in reality and to have data script that is deep dive into oneness and stillness and just enjoying everything. Yes, you can decide whatever experience and script you want. Then you can say, well, Alex, I prefer blissful, sweet, loving experiences. This is the type of movies that I'm willing to engage for with the script writers. Now, in my reality, I want to focus and to see more of this. Then you are experiencing and willing to be aligned, to impact, to transmutate, and to see how everything that is coming into your data stream is very fast and easy, changed into bliss, sweetness, love, benefit for all, and so on. So this is also possible. And this is why you are the one that are always choosing what you want to be supported with through all the behind the scene beings that are actually working for you and are helping you to be the best actor of the movies that you are choosing, because anyhow all this earthly experience is only about you, to find out how limitless you are and to learn to interact and to express yourself in reality. So basically, through the raising of consciousness, we are changing the way we interact with reality. And you can find a lot of information about consciousness and levels of consciousness and so on and so on. But what it is telling you, that when you are rising above in your consciousness levels, actually you are less and less interested in what is the content in your movies, and are more and more interested in the context. You are more and more interested in being in interaction with the behind the scene, with experiencing everything that is beyond. Then content, which equals to what the five senses are generating inside of you, we call reality, is becoming only a mean and a tool for you to be able to work with the context and the construct. Then you cannot fix anything in reality. The only thing you are doing during your earthly experience is only to be aligned. And to be aligned with what is, to accept all the content that is revealed before you, but also to learn to align yourself with everything that is behind the scene. So we are limitless beings, and our destiny here on this earth, while we are choosing what limitations to experience, is to merge ourselves with the context and enjoy every expression, every content, everything that is coming into our scenes, to accept it as perfect as it is. And then we are really starting to enjoying the vividness of reality and understanding the two main cycles. The cycle, which I call the beneficial cycle, when from the inside out you are expressing yourself, you are creating influence and impact and changing the script, and are experiencing actually through the daily reality more and more of who you actually are. You are merging more and more and not aligned with the behind the screen. You are actually understanding everything, why it is, and you understand that the reason for your attention long term is to put it on the one. So thank you for watching. Enjoy and move into deep diving into your reality. Never exclude anything. Try everything. Choose the script that is working for you now, and learn the cycle, the beneficial cycle, where you become beneficial for all, and you are interested only in being in alignment. Thank you for watching, and continue enjoying your progress. Bye bye.